So here we are at my website. I'm just going to take you through it to show you the different features that are there, how you can look at images, how you can look at what they might be like framed, and how you can order, and some other things that are available at the website. So this is Elizabeth Stanton Photography. The URL you can see is up here, stanton.photography. Slightly different or unusual one, but it does work. So easy to remember as well, I think. We're on the home page here. This is what you'll get when you go to Stanton Photography. You don't have to go any further. And what you can see is the different galleries that I have. So the work is divided up into these various galleries. You've got 7 of them. There we go. And there is an overlap between them. So you'll find some images in more than one gallery, depending on how they're categorized. This is a little bit of introductory information. And to contact me, you'll find different points throughout the website where you can contact me. You can click on it. It'll give you an opportunity to send an email. So use that anytime you like, and I will try to get back to you fairly quickly. Now, if you go up here on the top left, you see the circle with the 3 little lines. That is where your menu is for navigating the website itself. So click on it. Here's your menu. So Shop Art is what will take you to, again, this set of galleries here. Okay, and I'll come back to those in just a minute, but let's go back to the menu. Just have a quick run through of what's there. Hopefully it'll work. There we go. We have Shop Art, so that's the galleries and all the details being there. You've got greeting cards, which is very small at the moment. It just has this Scenic Ontario greeting cards, a set of 4 printed on nice linen cardstock, and I am about to add some postcards there for seasonal postcards, and they're kind of wintry ones. They will be added soon, so things will be added there on occasions. Obviously, greeting cards and postcards, that type of thing, smaller items. We have the commissions page, and this is where you would go if you actually want to work with me for me to produce something unique for you and your needs. So you might have an idea of something that you would like to see hanging in your living room or something. You might have an idea that you'd like something that reminds you of a place you used to live, a place you used to visit, a place you used to holiday. We can talk and work out what it is that you might envisage for that, and then it will be for me to actually try to produce that image and have it ready for you, basically to hang wherever you want to have it. And there's a button down here where you can actually book an appointment to have a chat with me about that one. Go back to the menu. Gift cards. I quite often forget to tell people about these, and I must really make it a bit more known. So these are handy if you want to basically give, if say for instance, if you'd like to buy something for somebody as a gift, but you're not sure what they want, you can get them a gift card here, and that means that they can come into the website and choose what they want, and then when it gets to checkout, they would enter a code that would be basically related to the gift card that you purchased for them. So you can see the different values here. That's another option available, which I think is a handy option if you're not sure what to get people. What we have here is blog, or the blog. So I try to add to this every 1 to 2 weeks, and it's really just a small kind of story or chat or brief conversation just about something that I'm looking at or something that I'm doing. You can scroll through and see the different ones that are there, and you can see them anytime. This box here should actually have some text in it which says read more or something like that. But it's not working at the moment. It is being looked at, but for the moment I should say it is working. It just doesn't have the text there, so it would be up to people to think, oh, if I click on this, what happens? And lo and behold, it will take them through to the blog post that you want to read. And there you go, there's an example of one of them. So what you just saw was basically the page that basically gives you an idea of all the different blog posts that are there. You can actually subscribe so that you'll get an alert to these as well. We have, after the blog post, contact information. I won't go into that. FAQs. Contact information, by the way, is all over the website. As you can see, contact me, contact me, contact me. So you should be able to get in touch fairly easily. There's also my Instagram and Facebook there, and a newsletter you can sign up for. I try to send that out about once a week as well, and that will usually have 2 to 3 updates around what I'm doing, activities, ideas, that type of thing. They can be conversational. Usually, I'll sometimes get responses from people who follow up, messages related to something that might have been in the newsletter, which is always good because I like to have that kind of conversation going back and forth. Back to the menu. Then we have an about the artist and client galleries. This is really basically if you're doing commissions or something like that. It's a private gallery that you'd be given a password to. So if we go back up here, let's go to shop art and start to have a look at the galleries. So here we are. I'm going to go into, shall we try, I'm going to try something scenic landscapes. So you can click on it, obviously, and it will bring up all the images in that particular gallery. And these do change from time to time because I'm always adding, and sometimes I take stuff out of there. If for some reason you see something and when you come back to it, it's not there, you can always ask me about it. But generally, it's more adding than taking out. But I do occasionally take things out of there. So let's say if we take, let's see, these four here are actually the cards and the images in the 4 Scenic Ontario cards that I pointed out earlier on. So what you can do, there are a number of filters. You can filter here. So within the landscape, they might be coded in a certain way. So if you wanted, at least I think there is, I don't know if I have abstract landscapes, but let's see. There you go. So these are slightly more abstract. You wouldn't have an urban industrial. I don't think I've got black and white abstracts. Yes, I have. Black and white scenics. There you go. And if I would take that off, it would just give you these ones. So that's a way of filtering it a bit so you don't have to look through the whole gallery, or you can just go through the whole gallery. And what you can look at here, this is to help you choose colours. So if you're thinking about the colour of the room where you want to hang something, you can kind of select it, or the images, look for the colours that are within certain images. So if I go on a yellow here, it'll pick these up. If I go on purple, it has kind of like a purplish tone on this. They would work well, I think, with certain types of purple, but I mean, you can basically play around with it and see what comes up. And that's a kind of filter system that you can use if you're interested, but you don't really have to. Again, you can just go scrolling through like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click on one. So you'll see what you have. You can click on the image, or you can click on the title, and that will take you into the information about that image, and you'll see the starting prices on these images. So let's click on this one, Sunset at Lake Erie, and it will take me in. And here you have the image itself. You have a magnifier, so if you want to see it a bit more close up. Okay, and then a little bit of information. Most of them have this. There might be a few that don't have much information in there right now. That might get added a bit later on. But most of them do have some information. So what we have here is medium, size, and styles. And this is basically where you get a chance to play around with the different formats that you could have an image in. You might want it framed, you might want it printed on metal, you might want a traditional frame and matte. This is where you can actually get a sense of what that might look like for you. What we see, so we'll start with the photographic papers. You'll have all the images in all of the galleries have the option of being printed on paper, and you'll have luster photo paper, which is basically a type of photographic paper, and fine art paper. If you go in the composite gallery, which is one of the other galleries, in there you will only have the option of fine art paper, and that's because of the type of images that they are. They tend to be layered, and they're very different, not just photographs. They're kind of layered and painted, and they just tend to work better on fine art paper. Generally, I say that, generally they do. So they will be available on fine art paper, but most images you can also have on photo paper. So say, for instance, I want this image, or I like the look of this image. I'll choose it on luster photo paper. Next, I would go to size. Let's say, what size do I want? Do I want something quite big to hang on the wall? Do I want something smaller in a small space, or just to give as a small gift to somebody? You can try it in the different options, and you'll see how that you can try view it in a short while when I go to a wall preview. Let's say I want this by 21 by 14, And these are all quite unusual sizes because I tend to not crop most of my images. I kind of compose them or create them, and then I get very hesitant about doing any cropping to standard sizes. So what that means is all the framing and everything is obviously custom framed. Well, obviously it's printed to order as well. 21 by 14 in this image, and here you see the price. Excuse me. So, for instance, if we go back to the 12 by 8, which is the smallest size, that's the smallest print, that's $48. If I want the 21 by 14, it goes up to 101. So you'll have a different price attached to each different size here. So I have it printed on paper, I've chosen my size, and now I'm going to the style. I might want just the print, and that's good, so this is what it's going to cost me. I might want to mat the print, so that's where you get a nice, you can get it printed with a small white border, but you might want to mat it on white mat, usually white mat, and that will put the price up a bit more. And usually you mat it because you want to frame it. So you've got the styles here. When you've hit the matted print, you see the frame comes up here, and you can click on that, and then you can see the options around framing. So if I go for classic black, there's the price of it. There's a rough idea of what it looks like, and I can change the colour. Let's try white. I can try, where's the espresso? So there's a range of options there. Now, if I'm not sure quite what the size will look like, because I think I chose 21 by 14, but it's going to be bigger now because of this mat and because of the frame. Just to get a size, you can usually guess, I think it's usually around 2 inches around each side, and then another inch. They usually actually measure it just to the inside of the frame, but roughly you want to add about 6 inches to each side total. Maybe a bit more. Don't kind of take that as gospel, but it's roughly around that. So anyway, there's the picture of the image. Let's take a wall preview, and this is where you have a chance to see what it might look like actually hung up somewhere, if it's going to work. Here we go. There we go. So this brush is a drop down, so you can get a sense of how this is going to look in a certain room. If you look up here, we've got a wall color, size, and a type of room, and these are all drop downs that you can adjust. So say this is 21 by 14, so this is the size I chose. What would it be like if it was 12 by 8? You see, there you go. I'll give you a rough idea there. Or if it's 30 by 20 there. Okay. So I'm going back to 21 by 14. So that's the size I'm looking for. Not sure if I want it in the living room. Let's see what would it look like in an office. There's one option. Bedroom. Maybe nursery, I'm not sure. Not quite nursery type of image that. Conference room. And you can make it bigger to, again, you know, it's like that looks a bit small. Let's take it up somewhere a bit bigger. Maybe. Let's go back to the 21 by 14. So you can play around with this for quite a while. There's also sitting area, cafe, reception. Let's go back to restaurant. Like that. I actually like, let's have a look at the sitting area again. So that's not too bad. Looks a little bit like you could do with a bit of colour. So maybe the size is right, the room's right. Let's have a look at the wall colour. You click on this, you can see, you can change the colour of the walls to something maybe a little bit like that. Maybe something closer to the room that you have, the colour of the room that you have. So again, you can get a sense of whether or not it will fit in or how well it will fit in. Maybe a little bit more of a blue kind of colour. So these are just some different options that are available just to get a sense of how it might look. I also post on social media, mainly Instagram and Facebook, and I'll use another app which gives a bigger variety of different types of rooms. So you'll actually, if you follow me on there, you can get a sense again on different styles and types and sizes of rooms and what the images might look like in those. So if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me. The links are on the website here on the home page, and on which other page was on FAQs, I think. So that's what the wall preview looks like. Now, just going back to the medium here, the different options that are available. You can try it on canvas. So it's like the print is the image is printed on canvas, so it's more of a kind of art look to it. This gives you an idea because you can choose as well. So you would choose your size. So you choose your size, and we go to styles, and this gives you an idea of what you can do, taking the colours over around the side, wrapping it, or you might just want to not have that. You could have it framed like that. So again, these are all the different options, and again, remember the price here will adjust according to the different options that you're looking at. Let's see if the border colour. Ooh, look at that. Oh, this doesn't apply to this because I've got my frame on there. Anyway, so you can play around with those. And here gives you a summary here about what it is that you're looking at. Let's see. So if I go back, I'm going to go back here. It's going to take me out of the gallery, I think. Let's try a different one. Let's try... Ooh. Oh, maybe we'll stay with it. Let's try this one. Sunrise over Lake Ontario. So I'm just going back, and so you can choose the canvas. You can also choose acrylic mounts. These look very nice, and for something like this image, are really good. It really brings the colour out lovely. This is quite an expensive option, or it can be, and it's quite a heavy image. There'd be no frame on it. It's pressed there. The image is pressed into the acrylic, and it's ready to hang. So quite heavy, and with the metal, a kind of similar thing, but well, it's not a similar thing. It can the colours can pop on this. You can usually get 3 different types. You can get the gloss, satin and matte versions. I think I have those options on here. The gloss really brings the colours out to pop, but there's a lot of reflection around it. So if you get the satin, that brings down the reflection, the degree, or the degree to which you'll have reflections on it. And if you get the matte, it's much more flat and you won't get reflection. So there are those options there, but it won't be quite as poppy in terms of the colours. But it's very nice. The metal option is really quite nice, and it's very lightweight and again ready to hang. So that's the print options. What I also want to show you here is that there are a few merchandise items. So one of them is tote bags, and you can get these. It'll come up in a second. There we go. In different sizes. So if you choose it, as we've chosen the tote bag, we go to options, and you'll see with any of them you can do this, and you'll get these warnings if it's basically not going to work out that well, and you just keep it back down, bring it back down to where you want. You just got to watch for the bleed here. You want to make sure you don't end up with white edges, and you can rotate the images, which you won't need to in this one, but if you have some that are more portrait, you might want to turn them around or whatever. And you can adjust, or you can choose from different sizes of the bags. And again, the prices are here. There's a 37 for 13 by 13. If you go to 18 by 18, it's 43 at this point. Oh, and this option here is this would probably be more applicable if you're ordering any of the larger framed options or more expensive framed options, as you can break the cost of it down into 4 interest-free payments, and it tells you how much they would be, and they're usually spread a few weeks apart from each other. So you can choose what you want. Let me go. I need to take you back to show you the other items, don't I? So I'm going to try the autumn sunrise this time. So if we choose a phone case, these work quite well. See this come up? There you go. So you would choose your image, choose a phone case, go to options. And again, you can adjust the size, but you have to watch for the bleed on it. So you'll see this bit at the top, you don't want to get that. And you've got your warnings here. So you want to take it wherever. You'll get your sunlight in there a bit. Oh, there we go. Move it like that. And what you would do here is you would choose the phone it's for. So you make sure you get the right phone. Okay. Choose which one you want it for, and you can choose which type of case here. There's 5 different options, and as usual the price is there and the summary is here. And if we go back, let's try, I'm going to go back to this one. We have puzzles. I'll come to the mug in a second. I'm going to go to the puzzles because I like the puzzles. But you have to be careful with these. It will show you, oh, this one fits okay. What you'll find with some of them there's a bit, the bleed area is not covered, which means there's white parts there. So you either have to increase the image size, and again, watch for these warnings. There we go. So you have to make sure you get the right size there. And if it just doesn't seem to be working, maybe it's not the right option for this particular image. And you can rotate them again, like, there you go, as far as you like, if you want to get experimental like that. These are nice. These puzzles, I think, yeah, 252 pieces. They're quite small, but they're quite nice puzzles. So always a nice little gift for somebody. Let's go back here, and the last one is the mugs. One of the things to bear in mind as well is that as close as you try to get them, when images are printed on different types of material, you won't get the same kind of colour all the time. So they might come out slightly different tones or whatever, and that's partly they're on different material, they've been treated differently. So just bear that in mind. So this is how the mugs look. And so what this will do is this image will wrap around the mug. You'll get a kind of white block down where the handles are on there, which is normal because you've got to have an end to the image, but it will wrap around and get that image on there. And again, if you go to the options, you could try doing that. That's interesting. There you go, too much. And again, watch for the bleed area, and you'll get the warnings there. Okay, so that's it. So you would, if you want these items or whatever item you want, you can add to the cart and then go back and check for any other items that you might be interested in, or you can just go to instant checkout and the information all comes up here, and you can just go ahead and do your payment. As you can see, I've been practicing some other ones as well. So that is that. I think that's all the information. I'm just going to undo this. That's the other thing, is if you add something and then you change your mind about it, or if you add it there and then you want to make your decision, your final decision at the end, you can just go over there and click on the X and it removes it from the cart. As you can see, the cart is now empty. So here we are back at the shop art page where we started out. So that is all the information I have. If you have any questions about it or you get stuck on anything, you can always send me a message. If you want me to help you place an order, you can send me a message and I'm quite happy to walk you through. Or if you just want to discuss some of the images, I'm quite happy about that as well. Really, any kind of questions or any kind of chat I am available for. So on that note, again, you can contact me, Liz at Stanton.photography. Any of the contact me points on the website that you see, such as, there's this one here. And you can follow me, or you can direct message me on Instagram, message me through Facebook, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for listening and watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.